to our fifth video in our COVID-19 Roundtable series. I am the editor-in-chief of the FDU Equinox, the student newspaper on the Metropolitan campus. My name is Elizabeth Scalzo, and this week we will be focusing on the financial end of things at the university. So in our Roundtable series where I interviewed President Capuano, we spoke a little bit about budgeting during this very uncertain time. And up first, Anthony Cavino, our sports editor, will be speaking a little bit about budgeting and what it looks like because of COVID-19.
Hi, everybody. So I'll be discussing the budgeting for the fall semester. So we have a couple subtopics with it. So I'll be getting into furlough first. So FDU has yet to announce any plans on student workers and staff for the fall semester. With students and staff planning to return to campus September 8th, it is unclear how student workers at the sub and the fitness center and other places on campus will be paid or not, depending on if the buildings will be operating or not. So the reduction of salary costs and operating costs is another situation with when student staff return to campus. How much will it cost the school to go back to normal operating hours when we all return? Will only half of the campus be fully operating to limit the amount of students in each building? With FD losing a considerable amount of income due to the pandemic and the shutdown for the rest of the spring semester, will student workers and staff see a reduction in pay, or will they hit the same before the pandemic started? These are all questions that yet to be answered by President Capuano in the reopening plan that he sent to all of us. We hope to have more information on all this as the semester approaches and how exactly the campus will be operating once we all return for in-person instruction on September 8th. So back to you, Elle.
Thank you. So something that I spoke to President Capuano in the interview that we did with him is specifically that there are schools that are inputting a COVID-19 fee into their payment structure in order to help with offsetting the cost of having to buy so many supplies. And he said FDU will not be doing that, at least at this point, for the fall semester. And they also did have the tuition freeze, which our entertainment editor, Nancy Sanchez, will be speaking about now.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Nancy, the entertainment editor for the Equinox. Today, I will be discussing the freeze on tuition rates for the 2020 and 2021 academic year at FDU. On July 7, students and faculty received an update email from President Christopher Capuano. The section regarding tuition finances read, and I quote, "We understand and sympathize with our students and their families who may be struggling during these difficult times. To help make an FDU education accessible and affordable to more students, the university froze the undergraduate tuition rate for the coming academic year, 2020/21. Therefore, there will be no tuition increase this year. In addition, the university simplified and reduced the cost of many of its graduate programs effective this coming fall. We hope these measures provide some relief and aid to our students and their families." So tuition for the 2019/2020 academic year was $41,154. In news editor Joanna's article, she highlights the steady annual increase in tuition. 2016 to 2017 totaled $36,976. 2017 to 2018 totaled $38,418. And 2018 to 2019 totaled $39,686. In addition to the tuition freeze, the cost of graduate programs have also been reduced with the new per credit cost for a variety of graduate courses. While an increase of fees is expected, they will be kept as low as possible, Capuano said in the email. Whether or not the limited student services and limited dining options will be factored into a future decrease in tuition rates remains unknown and highly unlikely, to be frank. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. So something that we saw in the spring semester was a refund for room and board for people who had to vacate the campus, which was very nice. A lot of people are probably putting that money back towards their bill for this incoming semester, and also the tuition freeze, as I spoke with Capuano in our special edition roundtable, which will be linked down below. if there was a point in time where any schools or universities should be having a tuition increase or be adding extra fees, it would be now because of the supplies that are required for COVID-19 in order to reopen. Every classroom is going to have sanitization wipes in it, and there are going to be masks available for a limited time. So there are a lot of fees that we could be having right now that we aren't having, which brings us into sort of financial aid. And as many of you know, as students, the financial aid packages were delayed because of COVID-19. The exact reasons were not stated to us, but there were a lot of employees furloughed at the beginning of the summer, end of the spring semester. So there were delays in a lot of departments depending on who you were trying to contact on campus and who was available. So our news editor, Joanna, will be speaking about the financial aid aspects of the university right now.
Well, I am Joanna Marino, news editor for the Equinox. As most of you have already caught on, many of the financial aid packages were released on Wednesday, July 22nd. This was later than last year's 2019-2020 cycle of packages, which were generally expected to come out early July. In a special edition of our Roundtable series, President Capuano expressed sentiments during the financial planning process. He was quoted saying, "There's more uncertainty now than we've ever seen before. We just don't know at this point, and we don't really know until September." Now, despite the tardiness, what you might see might not be what you get. For several students, not all of their scholarships and aid are updated yet. Whether they may come from the school or away from the university, this disparity is likely caused by temporary miscommunication, caused by the order for many department staff to work from home, or computer systems may not be synced with the information yet. Thus, this semester's bill may take longer to reflect truthfully, most likely mirroring the uncertainty of the pandemic's influence in the fall semester. However, to make up for the late delivery and variability of these packages, first payments are extended to September 10th, compared to last year's pay cycle, which started around early August. President Capuano confirmed in the Roundtable interview that the usual payments will go on, but flexibility will be offered for students who are going through financial troubles. The FDU deferred payment plan will continue in 4 installments, due September 10th, October 10th, November 10th, and December 10th. For those unfamiliar with the above plan, deferred payment allows you to pay 25% of the term's total balance owed, and then the rest in 3 consecutive monthly payments. Payments can be made by mail or online using electronic check, credit card, or wire transfer for international payments. At the moment, enrollment services will not be accepting in-person payments for the fall semester, and until further notice. The Equinox contacted Carmen Frari, the Director of Financial Aid Operations, and was directed to Enrollment Services and the University Director, Renee Volak. No response from either source was received in time for the publication of this roundtable. And back to you, Elle.
Thank you, Joanna. So something that you want to definitely make sure of as a student is if you have not looked at your financial aid yet, make sure that you go on and do that. There are things that you can do if you have insurance. You can waive the insurance. Make sure that you go on and look for that. And also just, be prepared for that information to possibly change, because depending on whether New Jersey enters stage 3 is very dependent on whether we will be returning to campus or not. So there could be a lot of changes with the financial packages coming up in the near future as we await to see whether we can return to campus in person or not. Everything is so up in the air because of the pandemic that really any financial information can change very quickly at any time. So make sure that you are staying up to date on your information. Something else that we don't really know how it's going to work, depending on whether the school will reopen or not, is work study. So work study is for students. They have an on-campus job and they have money they get paid that goes towards their bill, and our staff writer Sonal will be speaking to us about work study for this fall semester.
My name is Sonal, and I am a staff writer for the FDU Equinox. One good thing that will come out of that COVID-19 campus closure is that when it reopens, federal work study will continue. This is good because while the tuition freeze helps financially, it is not enough. The federal work study program is an essential part of the college experience for those who experience it. While not all colleges participate in the program, the ones that do offer its students two valuable things: a means of financing part of their tuition and work experience. It helps that the money earned from working in the program does not count as income in the FAFSA. The work study program helps undergraduate, graduate, and professional students, whether they are attending school part-time or full-time. On-campus work study positions can help students. The work done in work study can vary from administrative duties to volunteering. Students can also get paid to assist in research through work study funds. In addition to on-campus work study opportunities, there are a number of off-campus opportunities that students may not have known about. These typically include community service positions. However, it is possible to work at a nonprofit in a relevant field and receive work study funds. COVID-19 has brought on some tough economic times, and hopefully programs such as the Federal Work Study Program can help the FDU community thrive and not just survive the aftermath.
The work study program is a huge part of FDU, definitely. I have done work study myself, and I know several people in our staff have also done work study. So it definitely helps kind of work with the financials of your own situation, and the FAFSA also like filing for those financial aid help, like the grants, the work study, and also loans. It all comes into play with the financial aid, which we really won't know final numbers on that until we know if we are returning to campus, especially if you're someone who lives on campus. And if you can't return to the dorms, you aren't going to know what you really owe in the end, because room and board is such a large expense whenever you go to FDU if you live on campus. So that is definitely something. Keep a track of your financial aid packages. I know that whenever I spoke to President Capuano and that special edition roundtable, which I keep referring to because we did briefly talk about the financial situation of the university, he said that there will be opportunities for student employment, while they may be fewer this semester. Specifically, I know that I worked at the Student Union building, and they already reached out to us asking us if we were planning to return when we return to campus. So most of the on-campus employment is being proactive in that sort of sense of working towards, making sure that everyone is taken care of and plans are made for when we do return to campus and how work is going to happen. They are still planning to have sub-staff training and all of those great things. So the financial situation of the university definitely is very interesting. I can't imagine what it must be like to try and create a budget for a semester where you don't know if students are going to be coming back or not yet, just because of the ever-changing world with COVID-19. And it's also kind of scary for students because you don't really know what you owe to the university, especially if you pay room and board. So my advice is just, make sure that you are keeping track of what's going on at the university and that you are staying up to date on your financial aid packages. Of course, if you do have questions, call the financial aid office. They can be very helpful. If you had an award that you received last year that you don't see on your package, there is a possibility that it's just not there yet. So make sure that you contact them for any of your questions regarding financial aid. And I hope that you all have enjoyed this roundtable series. We've been working very hard to try and get as many answers as we can regarding the fall semester for our student body and the FDU community. And we have one episode left, which will be coming out next week and focusing on academics. So we will see you guys in the next roundtable series. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. That way you can stay updated, and go and watch our past roundtables if you would like to know about residence life, the health and safety situation on the campus, or dining. We also have some special edition roundtables focusing on Black Lives Matter, student athletes, and also one with President Capuano. So make sure to go check out those. as well. And we hope you guys enjoyed this roundtable discussion surrounding financials.